Hello and welcome to another DC Corner. This is Ed Garrett for TM Stash, giving you all the latest on DC's news, and let's get started first with Batgirl number 34. Now, those of you who follow this site know that I'm a huge Gail Simone fan. If she's leaving the title, she's definitely leaving with a bang. This was a jam-packed issue of Batgirl. She threw in the kitchen sink. Everyone who is an important female character in the DC Universe, just about every one of them was here in this issue, including a couple of folks you haven't even seen yet in the New 52. There were a couple of appearances here that just literally made me shout, and I can't say enough about this one. I understand there's a lot of interest with the new look for Batgirl. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it, too. I'm going to give it a really good shot. But I got to tell you, this is a classic issue. Anybody who's a Batgirl fan will love this issue. And the only thing I'll add to this one is Dark Vengeance. You'll get that one. At any rate, let's talk about some of the other issues that were out this past week here. In Batman, Scott Snyder moved to a little smaller scope after getting through with Zero Year and talked about a villain who escaped notice so far from Batman, a serial killer, who escaped notice by not being like every other villain in the Batman Rogues Gallery. And how do you track down a guy like that who doesn't want to be known, who doesn't want to be seen, who isn't in it to try to get public notice? This was a really interesting one, and the way they dealt with it at the end was also an excellent one. So while it certainly doesn't have the impact of Zero Year, what could, this was a great transition issue and well worth taking a look at. Batman Eternal continues to be excellent. Tim Seeley was on the script this week for Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. Several threads are coming through here. One is the question of whether Red Robin will take on Harper Row to train her. So we certainly see some potential for the future Bluebell or Bluebird coming up here. I think this will be really interesting. There was also Batgirl under the influence of Dr. Falsario fighting Batwoman and Jason Todd. I think they've handled that storyline exceptionally well. And you've got Batman with Jason Bard and Killer Croc teamed up together as they're trying to get into the bowels underneath Gotham City. The Ten-Eyed Man makes an appearance at the end of this issue. Whether he's the actual big bad of this one, who knows, but it certainly is a great series and it's well worth taking a look at. Finally, let's talk Superman and Wonder Woman. Those of you who are following the site know that we already have an interview up with Charles Soule. That was a great time getting a chance to talk to him. He's unfortunately leaving the series after issue 12, but the series does not end. You're going to say Peter Tomasi on the series. He'll have some big shoes to fill, but Tomasi is a good writer, so hopefully we'll see some great things from there. But they're going to finish up the Doom storyline next issue and have some repercussions. At least Soule will still have the Futures End issue of Superman Wonder Woman, and will also have the Futures End issue of Wonder Woman's solo title. So we'll still see, sort of, as he put it, a coda onto his run, which has been just exceptional. I was going into that series a little skeptical because I'm an old Lois and Clark fan, but Soule certainly won me over with a great relationship and an exceptionally good take on Superman and Wonder Woman as characters and on their relationship, which is a very direct and open and honest relationship, and the way they portray that one has just really won me over. That's just a wonderful series, and if you haven't been catching it, you've really been missing out on something special. Coming up this week, we've got several things. The biggest one is Multiversity. We're finally getting this series. It's been promised for years, but I'm looking forward to seeing this. If you haven't seen the huge display at your local comic shop of the multiverse, there's certainly been versions of it out in the press, but this promises to be a wonderful series. I can't wait to see what the impact will be on the DC Universe as a whole, or should I say multiverse. But that's a definite must-buy. You'll also see Batman and Robin, the Robin Rises storyline continuing. Batman Eternal number 20 will be out, and that's one of my favorite series out there. Supergirl comes out with a tie-in to Doom. So it should be a great week for DC as well. That's the big stuff that's going on here. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the next few weeks as we finish up Doomed, as we continue the Batman Eternal storyline, and as we get the multiverse fully explored in this new series. That's it for the DC Corner for right now. Be sure to catch our full weekly Stash podcast coming up later tonight, and we'll see you then.